हम लोग अभी भी देख रहे हैं कि इन लोगों ने महात्मा गांधी जी की हत्या की थी और उसी विचारधारा से उसी विचारधारा से आने वाले लोगों का अभी भी यहाँ सेलिब्रेशन चल रहा है उस चीज़ को लेकर के। ये इट्स अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट we have some great speakers here to talk about the ideas and thoughts behind that things which is you all are aware from the establishment of RSS and the Hindu Mahasabha from the 1925 and the death of Mahatma Gandhi in 1948. It's a great opportunity that we are having great speakers here who will trace the thoughts behind this and will talk about the legacy of Gandhi and his ideas, which are prevalent even today after a long era of oppressive policies and such a troubling time. Our first speaker is Mridula Mukherjee ma'am, who is well-known historian. She is a former professor of Center for Historical Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University. Her areas of specialization are areas of agrarian history, peasant movement, social movement, and Indian national movement. Okay. Her publications include India's struggle for independence and India after independence 1947 to 2000. Our next speaker is Professor Sudhir Chandra, who is formerly Senior Fellow Center for Social Studies, Gujarat, and visiting Professor Institute of Study of Language and Culture of Asia and Africa. His area of specialization is social consciousness and oppressive present literature and social consciousness in colonial India, 1992, and dependence and disillusionment, emergence of national consciousness in later 19th century, 1975. I am pleased to announce here our next speaker is Rajamani Patel, who is himself a symbol of struggle and a powerful voice of reason which are normally excluded in the mainstream. He is the person who strongly embodies the ideas of Gandhi and incorporating those ideas achieved successes in his life. He will discuss about the legacy of ideas of Gandhi and the further. He was elected as MLA in 1972 and he served as MLA from 1972 to 77 and from 1980 to 1998 to 2003 and he is currently a MP of Madhya Pradesh. The next speaker is none other than from Professor Kalichitti Babu from Center for Informal Sector and Labor Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University. His areas of interest are economic history, and labor. Now I will hand over the mic to Professor Kalichitti Babu.
Thank you so much for calling me first. I thought I will be the last speaker and I want to listen to them and then, thank you so much NSUI President and the entire the team of JNU NSUI students here. And I am very much privileged to speak in front of our teachers because Mridula ma'am is there and also eminent historians are here and one the Rajya Sabha member is all very eminent people are here. I am fortunate to speak in front of them, but my views are subject to correction because Mridula ma'am is here and I am actually a trainer in this aspect. Little bit I am, if any small corrections are there, I hope I am submitting here ma'am for any corrections, please. Any issue that you can correct me. So first I am going to put the ideas of the Gandhi and today's topic is lessons from Gandhi, how to counter Hindutva's assault on the idea of India. Because this is a very relevant topic that actually the country like which is the largest democracy in the world lead some kind of inclusiveness in the governance and all. The day-to-day affairs of the Indian government and the way they are heading towards is something creating anxieties among the certain communities, and that is what we are really something we are having some doubts about the future of our generation and the upcoming generation. So here I would like to start with the Constituent Assembly debates. Constituent Assembly debates very much was giving importance to the secular spirit of Indian Constitution, and also that was reflected in the preamble of Indian Constitution, and also in 1976 they have also brought into the preamble of Indian Constitution both the words of the socialist and secular ideas. And here, because Gandhi's ideas on the religion is very, very unique, because Gandhi's ideas on religion is Sarvadharma Sambhavana, and also his Ishtadaiva concepts, and this democracy within the religion and the freedom of religion. He also tried to upkeep the Hindu traditional cultural spirit in a democratic way, not in a kind of monopolistic way. So that is how he maintained his ideas on the religion, and also religious tolerism, religious kind of brotherhood, all that he was very much promoting from the beginning. In 1920s, when he became a very the practical the political events in India after the launching of his movements from 1917 and onwards, his complete political turns toward the mass politics of the country, where he was giving lot of importance to the Indian masses. Indian masses, his core target, where he was very much concerned about the Indian poor people, Indian peasants, Indian workers, Indian Dalits, and also Indian women. So his political ideas completely wanted to empower all these communities on a larger scale. So for that he was also using religion as one of the ethical principles that is actually he is used to preach among the Indian masses. So on this day, I would like to connect this with one important Ashish Nandi's the idea of how the things are actually turned. So in his book, At the Edge of the Psychology, Essays in Politics and Culture, where he wrote that when the traditional Hindu upper caste elites finally recognized the challenge he posed, they inevitably felt threatened and vehemently opposed him. So as Ashish Nandi perspectively observes that it is not just Nathuram Godse who is responsible for Gandhi's death, but elite that provided the milieu for such hate politics. So you see that today's governance is completely biased for the allied people. It is very clearly seen, because if we go back to the idea of Gandhi that was actually developed from the Satyagraha to the Purna Swaraj to the concept of the Republic of India in the Indian the preamble, there was a lot of struggle that Gandhi took to actually to create an idea of the new India. The idea was developed. For that, actually, the Satyagraha Ashram, which was established in Sabarmati, and where he drafted a constitution for Sabarmati Ashram, 11 vows, he actually, the constitution was drafted. Those 11 vows are the ethical principles for the Indian, the struggle people and who are actually participating in the struggle, and also for the larger masses, that he developed these 11 vows. So his main, the first vow that was actually propagated in that from the Sabarmati Ashramam. So these 11 vows are Satya, Ahimsa, and also the non-stealing, Brahmacharya, and also non-possession, and the Sharir Sama, Aswada and Sarvatra Bhavya Varjana, the fearlessness, Sarvadharma Samanatva, Swadeshi, and also the elimination of untouchability, that is Sparsha Bhavana. Because Gandhi has adopted these 11 vows, and also it has a democratic religious spirit. And where I would like to take only one point here, where truth is not fulfilled by the mere abstention from telling or practicing an untruth and ordinary relations with the fellow men, but truth is God, the one and only reality. All other observances take their race from the quest for and the worship of truth. The worshippers of truth must not resort to untruth, even for that they might believe to be the good of the country, and they may be required, like Prahalad, civilly to disobey even the orders of the parents and the elders in the virtue of their paramount loyalty to the truth. Like that, if you take the non-violence, all that is interconnected, and he brought this actually the removal of untouchability, one of the important aspects, where he opened the entire Sabarmati ashram for the 50% is reserved for, and the communities belong to this the lower caste, where they can come and occupy, and then they take part in the activities of all that. He was practically doing this all kinds of the elimination of untouchability programs and all, and also equality of another the importance of equality of all religions. He is also showing the tolerance towards the other religions. He engaged with the Christianity, engaged with the Buddhism, he engaged with all religions of this country, and also he participated in their programs, and he has actually shown his love towards all religions and ethical importance of the religion and all. So because of the time constraint, because I'm not taking up, but two things I would like to take here is that I'm coming back to the first point, that the government should not give any importance to Indian elites, because the Purna Swaraj is for the complete freedom of people. And from the beginning, Karachi Congress resolution, he proposed the fundamental rights. Today, there is no space for the democracy, and the rights are completely taken away, and democratic spaces are shrinking. And there is also, he pleaded for the peasantry in the Karachi Congress resolution, and also he pleaded for the Indian workers. Today, if you see Parliament without any kind of the opposition taking into cognizance how the bills were passed, it is a farm laws. If you take the farm laws, actually the whole life the Gandhi was put for the Indian farmers for his satyagraha struggles and all. Today, this government has brought the corporate farm laws, which is against the Karachi resolution, because in the Karachi Congress he opposed Jamindari system in the country, and also he also want to abolish Jamindari system. He doesn't want any kind of corporate kind of farming in the country, but it is the will and the struggle of against Gandhi. They have bring back this farm laws, that against they wanted to bring back Jamindari system. Second one is the labor laws. Labor laws they have compressed, and is completely anti-labor laws, which is also against Gandhi will, that he was actually looking after the welfare of the Indian labor, where he went to England, and where he was preaching about Indian masses, their poverty, their starvation, their hunger, and their employment, all that today the government is not bothered about, and they are much against the Indian workers. Even in the Karachi Congress, he appealed for the secular kind of religious tolerance in the Karachi Congress. So whatever that is going on is all against. Is Purna Swaraj, including what do we say, the Indianization of entire the resources. But today defense is privatized and everything is privatized. The entire India, against the Indianization of Gandhi, they brought privatization and putting entire Indian resources in the hands of few the elites. So the future is they are going to put in the hands of elites. Even the recently, what do we say, that when the Ram temple was inaugurated, the Pran Pratish program, the entire elites were occupied. There is no space for the the Indian masses. The Prime Minister of India was actually invited because of he's a Prime Minister, and that is a constitutional post, and he was elected by the Indian masses. Where are the Indian masses? Only you see that Mukesh Ambani and Adani, all that people who are given space, where the Indian poor were not given any space, and where we are heading is a question, and what kind of that future we are going to encounter is a kind of that anxiety is there, and also the certain sections of Indian people like the Dalits, the minorities, all people are undergoing a kind of anxiety. What kind of that future they are going to encounter? Thank you so much with this opportunity, and also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your elaborate